right. All right. Can't see. Who came here on Muni tonight? Oh, man. All right. Who came here on BART? Who drove? Ooh, go back to Menlo Park. Just kidding. Just kidding. Who took a ride share like Lyft or Uber? Ooh, they misclassify their employees as independent contractors, guys. On foot. Okay, all right, yeah, all right. Okay. Harry Potter came out when I was 17 years old, and when I was 17, I was so cool. I was listening to Morrissey. I had done a drug. And yeah, yes, I was reading, but I was reading Allen Ginsberg and writing emails about it from my AOL account, which took a lot of time because I had to convert all the uppercase letters to lowercase letters to be a nonconformist. So I didn't have time. I didn't have time for a children's fantasy book. I missed the hysteria. I didn't read the books, didn't watch the movies. I skipped over the middle 2 pages of Sky Mall. This is where the wands are sold. But that was a long time ago, and I've gotten older. And as I've gotten older, the distance between what I think is cool and what actually gives me joy has narrowed. So I thought, I'll give it a shot. And I bought the first book. And I started reading. I'm not gonna lie, I was totally hooked. I read through all 7 books in a matter of days. And you know, I would like brush my teeth and be reading. I would stay up late and read. Just to finish a chapter and then just go on to the next chapter because it was a cliffhanger. I read on my commute. I read like it was my job to read Harry Potter. And in fact, a day after I finished the 7th book, at my actual job, instead of working, for the first 3 hours, I was just reading the Severus Snape page on Harry Potter Wikipedia and crying. I was standing at my desk, because I have a standing desk, and just like, oh God, it's a love story. Actually, my boss is sitting in the 3rd row, so, hey Donna. Sorry about that. But even as this is happening, I am hating myself, because I know that I'm going to have to stay late at work in order to make up for the time that I'm not working in the morning. So finally, around noon, I finished the "Which Hogwarts house are you anyway?" quiz on Pottermore, and Slytherin, obviously, because it gets shit done. So I finish that quiz and I tear myself away from the Harry Potter universe, and I start to work. And it's noon, I'm working. It's 2 o'clock, still working. 4 o'clock, still working. Still have a ton of work to do. 6 o'clock, still working. So around 7 o'clock. I start to watch the time a little bit more carefully because I work in Oakland, I live in San Francisco, and I take BART to get home. And everybody knows that late at night, BART comes only every 20 or 30 minutes, right? But it's okay, because I have a system. I know exactly what time I need to stack up my papers, turn off the computer, get my wallet, phone, keys, headphones, backpack on, get out the door. I know it's 3 minutes and 30 seconds if I'm walking to the station, but only 1 minute and 25 seconds at a flat-out sprint. And when I actually get to the station, I get this like bionic overlay over my vision where I can scan the people on the platform, like their demographics and their accessories and gestures, and figure out who's gonna be the one who's got a Clipper card in hand ready to go, who's gonna be that person at the turnstile trying to get their like disposable card to transpond on the Clipper and trying to make eye contact with the guy in the kiosk like he's gonna help. So, right? So, you know, avoid rush hour, no bicycles in the first car. Avoid the white kids with big backpacks because they're tourists and they add 1 nickel at a time to get the exact fare to Powell Street. Stand 2 doors north of the down escalator at 16th Street BART to get directly across from the up escalator at Oakland City Center. And if I'm walking on the platform at the same time as you don't know it, but I know that we're racing and I'm gonna win. Right? once I'm actually on the train, I can sleep like a dolphin with half of my brain and wake up just in time as my train is reaching the station. So anyway, I know I have to leave at 8:38 that night in order to get to the 8:40 BART. At 8:30, Ina walks in. Ina is the night janitor. She is Chinese. She is small and quick, trim. She wears an olive drab uniform. She is of indeterminate age, somewhere between 40 and 60 years old. And Ina really likes me because I'm Chinese too. She likes to tell me about all the other Chinese clerks who work in the building and whether or not their Chinese is better than mine. Michelle upstairs is technically more fluent, but I'm more culturally appropriate, so it's about even. But not all Chinese people in America are the same. I'm gonna use these props up here. So I'm the kind of Chinese person whose parents come over from Taiwan in the 1970s to take computer jobs in Sunnyvale. And I got piano lessons and an awesome education, and I got a job that lets me sit or stand whenever I want to. Ina is the kind of Chinese person who moves herself over from a polluted city in southern China to East Oakland, where she pulls trash out of bins for a living. She doesn't have the kind of job that lets her buy 7 books on a whim and then spend the first 3 hours of her day reading about Harry Potter. Ina speaks Cantonese and a little bit of Mandarin. I speak mostly English, some crappy Mandarin, so we make do with Mandarin and then body language. But our conversations don't get that deep. Pretty much they go, "Did you eat?" "Yes." "Did you eat?" "Yes." That's it. All right? So I can ask her how she's doing, but I don't really understand if she says anything other than fine. So 8:30, Ina walks in, and I say, "How have you been?" But instead of following the "Did you eat yes, did you eat yes" script, Ina actually wants to tell me a story. So it's 8:31. She starts with a slow description of the cast of characters. Ina, the protagonist, coworker, antagonist, boss, the villain. 8:32. She tells the story. So the coworker is lazy. Coworker disappears into a staff lounge at the start of every shift and takes a nap for a couple of hours. Boss, unsympathetic, tells Ina to work twice as hard in order to make up the work. Great story, Ina. Please talk faster. It's 8:32. Ina's not unionized, okay? So boss has all the power. Ina cannot complain. 8:33. The freight elevator is broken, and Ina's boss won't let her take the passenger elevator. Ina's boss makes her manually carry the bags of trash and recycling and compost up and down the stairs. Speaking of upstairs, Michelle, the clerk upstairs, I think she's dating a white guy. Ina, you digress. Stick to the facts. It's 8:34. Hauling trash up and down the stairs hurts Ina's back, and Ina doesn't have a car. Her boss doesn't want her to sign up for a workers' comp. So Ina has to walk her hurt back home every night through East Oakland because when her shift ends, transit has stopped running. 8:36? Ina, I'm not listening to you because I'm waiting because I know I have to catch the train and I have to leave. But Ina is telling this story really emphatically, and she's trying to get me to understand this one word. And she's saying it in Cantonese, her native language, which I don't speak. She's saying it over and over again. So finally, to appease her, I pull out a piece of paper, I write down the English phonetic spelling of the Cantonese word, and I say, Ina, I'll look it up when I get home. But she tries again, so she's trying to say it in Mandarin, and she says the word, 剥削. I can recognize the phonemes, I don't understand the word. So anyway, I write down the English phonetic spelling, and it takes the pen out of my hand and writes the Chinese characters on the piece of paper, which of course I don't understand, so finally I take out my phone, I've got a Chinese dictionary, I look up the word, and I write down the English translation on that piece of paper. And then I look down, and I see that what I have written 4 times is the word exploit. And it's written in phonetic Cantonese, phonetic Mandarin, in Chinese characters, and in English. Just exploit, 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 exploit. So I put my phone down and I stop. I sit down and I listen to Ina's story because she just wants someone to hear it. I know I'm gonna miss the BART, but it's okay. I'll catch the next one in 25 minutes. And I walk to the station because people look at you funny when you sprint through downtown Oakland late at night. And there's nobody on the platform that I have to race. Just the usual late night, lonely hearts lost in their phones or lost in their minds. And I look down at this piece of paper as I'm waiting for the Millbrae train, fold it up, put it next to my Clipper card in my wallet. Because I wanted to remind me that once it took 4 attempts to translate somebody's experience into my understanding. And that if I can spend 3 hours in the morning crying about somebody's fantasy, I can spend 20 minutes at night listening to somebody's reality. Thank you.